others in the room.
Gather around. We have much to discuss. Come closer, students, and listen well. For I have a question for you. What is a soul? We have discussed these things, spoke of these things. But can any of you tell me what a soul is? Yes.
It's the part of the flesh that I can't cut out. It's uncuttable. It's the only part I can't chop into little pieces.
You're not entirely incorrect. By definition, a soul is comprised of two pieces of life energy and willpower. These two halves make a whole, and it makes a soul. But there is much, much more to it than that. First, an example. Look upon me. Do you believe that I have a soul? I do not. For I am comprised of only one of the required pieces. I am Lifeforce, without will. I do not truly have a choice in the things that I do. I am evil, because I am comprised of it. And there are many such things that exist in our world. But what do you call an incomplete soul? What is it then? It is an echo. That is what it is. An echo that is comprised of essence. There are many, many of these things that you will see. And there are yet, even within a true soul, exceptions, variations. Look upon your classmate. Do you believe that she has a soul? She does. It is her vessel that rots, not the soul nested within. But hers is not like yours. It is detached, held on by threads, filtered with necromantic confusion. Many undead that retain their sentience go insane. Imagine if you were forced to look out, but yet your vision could only have one side. Everything that you would see and experience would lack depth. It would lack focus. Your head would begin to ache. Whereas you could simply close your eyes, she cannot. Every undead creature that knows of itself will face this. All of them, whether they be necryal, envident, or sorcile, it does not matter. All will face this test. Now, there are many things in this world that are disjoined, from what your perception might lead you to believe. And we will discuss these things. It is imperative that you learn them. Your other classes have not been paying attention. I showed them the destruction of worlds. They did not listen. It is my hope that you will. But I have been thinking. Perhaps their confusion is because I instruct, but do not answer. So we will try something different. I will speak, and you will ask your questions. Ask them. I am normally not generous. Speak. An appropriate question. Very well. You have asked, so I shall answer. The answer to that question is threefold. First, you are fighting yourselves. The weakness inside of you. The contorted, twisted, broken thing within you that is your own reflection. It is a part of you, but it is a part of you that you can control. You can find your way through it, become more than you are, so much more. The second is that as strong as I may seem, I am only a piece of a greater picture. Far beyond, just beyond sight, where the light falters, the darks can be found. They are 12, and they are cross with me. My old master Varthul rises once more. And truth be told, I have strayed from the path. And finally, we fight against the end, the ceasing, the stagnation. Many speak of balance, but they do not understand its purpose. In the great struggles between good and evil, law and chaos, there can be no victory. There can be no resolution. The swirling, churning, infinite conflict is the engine of life. Without it, there will be nothing. An empty world with no lives, no memories, nothing. That is what we fight against, Elise. Because it will be relevant, I fear. There are dark things coming, and they will have a shared kinship with me. Therefore, I shall teach you how to kill my kind. Stand. Now, it is most likely that you will face daemons. Can anyone here tell me what a daemon is? Very well. A crash course it is. There are 3 great fiend species, and a 4th forgotten beneath the abyss. Of the 3, they are devil, daemon, and demon. Yours truly is a demon. But what is a demon? Well, it is quite simple. Demons represent chaos within evil, selfishness unbound. We are represented through the sins. Mine is wrath, but there are many others. A daemon represents evil done for the sake of evil itself, specifically a self-gratifying system, and they are more often than not comprised and associated with the horsemen of the apocalypse, powerful beings that are simply portrayed in a certain manner. And then there are devils. Devils seek to corrupt the path of a mortal's choices. They are perhaps the greatest tempters of us all. And they are the ones that will whisper sweet nothings in your ear and have you sacrifice everything. But in perhaps more layman's terms, to make it simple, a devil will trick you to give them your soul. A demon will take your soul, and a daemon will spoil your soul. Keep your eye on each other. Learn from one another. The bonds of camaraderie that you form, they are not some figment of fanciful imagination. They are true. They exist. Even with me. For each and every single one of you, a bond between us forms. This is what will protect you from daemons. Knowledge of one another. Your mana will begin to fluctuate within one another. This is how greater rituals are cast in the first place. That is your mission. I do not expect you to be friends. I do not expect you to like one another. But I do expect you to learn of one another. And those of you that cannot learn of the other are useless. So that is your challenge for this evening. Learn of each other, and I will test that knowledge, and we will see how closely you were paying attention. I will return at second bell.
I said, what do you
Let's be honest.
fear?
Tell us about yourself, Oscar. You said your
Where'd you come from?
powers. Yeah, tell us all about yourself.
Come from a village to the north, Beastkin village, which was attacked by bandits and slavers. Not much of it remains. Many of my kind were captured. The elders slain. The young taken to work. Whatnot.
Death.
What's this for? Hey,
The memory
Kinky?
of my past.
Hey, Kinky?
It's just a memory of my past.
Kinky?
To remind myself.
Is that a skill?
Of sorts. I would not ask too much about it.
Where'd you come from, Dixo?
New York.
Fairly normal.
Huh?
What made you go all loopy in the head?
Everyone died.
Mm. And where does your fixation for chopping things up come from?
I was a butcher.
Got it.
How'd you know?
Crazy butcher.
I can show you where the tenderest parts are.
Oh,
Right
that's
here.
creepy.
Let me feel it.
Oh,
Come, feel it. Come,
That's where the short rib is. He's a good butcher.
come feel it. Feel it right here. Doesn't that feel good? Imagine that in your mouth.
I
A
am
little better than
beastkin.
usual.
Wolfman.
We've been running enough.
Don't encourage him.
You?
Slave.
The ears, we crisp these up and then we can feed them
Not
to our pets.
anymore.
You mean him? Tell him I think you've been fairly secretive. Is there anything you want to share with me in terms of who you are, what you do?
What do you
If I must.
fear?
If we must talk about it
But someone
in
will
order
kill
to
them
create
before I
these
can.
bonds, I'm actually from a cult. Very
Cult.
Oh.
underground cult that focus
Like
on a
underground,
god.
like mole people?
No, not like mole people. No.
Underground, like hidden.
Hidden.
We
Oh.
seek, the cult seek to revive a dead god. And I was born into it,
That's God.
never knowing much else.
Sounds like you had your own kind of hell.
Yes.
Unless you liked it there.
It
Home is home.
was interesting, to say the least.
We will see how much you have learned. You come here. What is this one's name?
Wilhelm.
Good. You. What is this one's name?
Charter.
Good. What is his last name?
He did not tell us.
And
How am I to know his last name?
you ask him.
I do not have his last name.
Why?
I didn't feel my family name was important.
Congratulations. You're both dead. Just like that. That is how a daemon will work. Do you know how easy it is to impersonate someone?
Mildly. But not to the magic they might have.
This is how you will find these weaknesses. If a being walks up to you and introduces himself by a name that is slightly askew, then you will know. But if you do not know in the first place, then you are a ruse. I had
I do have a
hoped.
question. I thought, I'm not too sure when you mentioned the specifics of the four kinds, but I thought having them know your name was a bad thing. Your full name or...
Your enemy. Yes. We are not dealing with your enemies. You will all be a solve against what is to come together. And if you do not know something as simple as their name, then how could you possibly have a bond strong enough to stand up to a daemon's corruption?
Understood.
How old is he?
Oscar did not specify.
Do you see the problem? You all treat this as if you are all special, and who you are is an enigma, a mystery. You need to get rid of these feelings of shyness, insecurity. You must know who you rock with, who you sleep with, who you eat with, who you fight with. At least to know their name. At least you are not laughing. The classes before you thought it was a jest. Incompetence is something I can tolerate more than those that lack conviction.
I guess we just got too caught up. We're too busy trying to know each other's capabilities and utility to our survival. We never thought to ask the basics like age. And, well, I mean, Helmet did good with the fears, I think. Fears an excellent motivator.
Fears, you say? Now that is a little bit more interesting. You may have just salvaged this. Very well. What is her fear?
She fears being constrained, unable to move. Then fading away.
Very good. Who did I once serve?
The name I could not remember fully, but I believe it was Vukala? Something.
You insolent worm. Can anyone answer on his...
It was Vorthul.
Do you know why I allow you to save one another? Do you know why?
Maybe some way to strengthen the bond?
Yes, that is precisely it. The daemons will seek to isolate you, and you will need to depend on one another. And by all of the darkest fires, pay fucking attention. Learn. You.
Yeah,
What is her name?
Elise.
What is her last name? You didn't give it. Why?
I don't think she'd have a last name. It's very interesting.
You have forgotten it. Do you see why this is important?
So
you
if
have a
someone-
classmate that has forgotten a part of themselves, a very important part. How would you know if you never asked?
So if someone was claiming to be Elise and said a last name, we'd know it was a daemon, right?
Possible. They could also claim to have remembered. They could speak with a voice. How would you know?
I guess that's what we're here to find out.
Correct. Now I'll ask one more question. And do not answer incorrectly. My giving mood has faded. If you answer this question wrong, I will kill all of you. You. What are the two pieces of a true soul?
Gee, these woods sure are deep. I wonder if I can hear myself if I scream.
Time is up. Answer. No. Now answer.
Start being afraid right now.
Lifeforce and will. I'm not letting that weak one kill me. I'll do it myself.
Correct answer. Stand. I have given you certain advantages because you are different from the others. Your show of complacency today has revealed to me that you are not worthy of such things. Because your pain is pointless. Your next mistake, I will kill. And I will take their bodies, and I will sew their faces on your arms, your legs, and you will see them stare at you. I know what it is that you fear, Sorsile. If your fear is stillness, then we shall see how you will live as a head. Do not fail me again. This is your gift for your silence. This is my patience, wearing thin. If it was not for the abysmal failure of the class before yours, I would not have allowed any of you to live. But by a stark comparison, you were like a shining star before that garbage fire. It is not praise I'm giving you. It is a fact. Your lesson ends for today. Go back to your dormitories. Not you. We are not finished yet. You've spit in my face today. I would have thought someone like you would have paid closer attention to what a soul is. For it is all that separates you from the corpses in which you sleep next to. I gave you a place in my graveyard, that you might learn of your path. That kindness is now revoked. You will return to the dormitories, and you will clean them, for you do not sleep. You will wait on your classmates, hand and foot, because you do not tire. You do not eat. You do not drink. You have so many advantages that they do not have. An entire third of the day belongs to you, and you have squandered it.
Wondering where you were. You, okay? Don't worry about it. Point is, we're okay.
I thought you were strong. You're weak.
Oh, hey, there you are. Everything all right? Well, I need someone to talk to. Sorry for what? What the hell happened?
Elise was given an ultimatum and could not perform the question. And we almost
I mean,
all died.
Elise, was it something you did because you didn't know, or did you feel like you had to? Because even I remembered. I'm really not the sharpest. You know,
Well,
I'm not.
it's the pressure, you know.
Too much
Too much
info.
information.
Yeah. You know, if anyone realizes that, I do. I died already, you know.
I mean, so is she.
Well, I remember how I died. It was because I didn't know the first question.
That's fair.
And I tried to answer for you, and I forgot on the
Yeah.
spot.
Dude, I think you need to oil up that collar. It's a little noisy.
Amber, shut the fuck up.